Hello Joyful Geniuses, Andrew Horder here, founder of Joyful Genius Coaching. I've been helping solo practitioners, coaches, consultants, and particularly coaches who don't know whether they're a consultant or a coach who doesn't know, you know what I mean, people who are confused about the difference between coaches and consultants, to figure out what it is that's special about them and then take that out into the world and make some money at it, actually get paid for being who you are when you're at your best. This week I'm doing a live training with a couple of other coaches, Scott Campbell, marketing coach, and Stuart Kerslake, spiritual coach. And one of the things that we're looking at is finding you at your very best. And I'm kind of exploring what it is that stops people from just being themselves and just showing up in their natural glory, just being them. And I've realised that the reason people do that is because they think they're supposed to be someone else. They think the way you're supposed to show up in business is different to who they are. And they put on this pretense, trying to fit what they think is other people's rules about who they're supposed to be. And of course, that gets in the way of being who you really are. That gets in the way of producing the results that you're actually here on the planet to produce. And when we are at our best, when we're in what I call your core process, the thing that you're here on the planet to do, that's because we've forgotten to pretend. And I started thinking about what are the reasons why people forget to pretend. And there's two reasons. The first is because they get so excited about something, so into it, so engaged with it, that they're distracted. So they just forget to pretend and they just show up as them, and people love it. And they love it, and amazing results appear. You ever had one of those moments where it's just working? And a lot of the time that is simply because you've got so excited about something, you've forgotten that you're supposed to be pretending to be somebody else. The other reason is because people feel safe. Which kind of begs the question, why do we pretend in the first place? Well, we pretend because we're afraid of being attacked. So the pretense is a defence against being attacked for some reason. And there's all sorts of reasons why you might fear that you're going to be attacked. There's the not good enough one. Yeah? I'm not good enough. I'm not as good as all those other people who do what I do. So people are going to find me out and they're going to tell me that I'm useless. Well, actually, if you're pretending to be someone you're not, if you're pretending to be different to who you are, of course you're going to get found out. People can spot a fake. So when you're faking, people are going to spot it. You're actually making yourself more likely to get found out as being not good enough if you're afraid of being found out as being not good enough. Because you are going to be not good enough at pretending, if you see the logic of that. I kind of get the logic of it anyway. Yeah? So you're pretending to be someone you're not. Naturally, you're not very good at that, which means that people spot that you're pretending, which means that they go, he's pretending, he's not very good at being who he says he is. Of course you're going to get found out for not being good enough. The other one that so many people I work with have got is, I don't want to be too weird. People are going to think I'm too weird. They're going to think that, you're not supposed to be intuitive in business. You're not supposed to be spiritual in business. You're not supposed to come at business with a heart. All utter nonsense, because you think about all the times when you've wanted to do business with somebody who is coming at business with a heart and they're not being, and that's irritated you. And again, you're being not good enough at pretending not to have a heart. Why would you do that? I was mentioning on the call yesterday with Scott and Stuart, there's this fantastic lyric in the Barbra Streisand song, The Woman in the Moon, that comes from not the original version of A Star Is Born, but the middle one, the remake. This last one was the remake of the remake. This one, the Barbra Streisand, Chris Christopherson one, was the remake. And that has this fantastic song in it called The Woman in the Moon. Look up the lyrics, but one particular lyric in there was, they believed that strange was a word for wrong. Well, not in my song. That's where I'd love you to be coming from. Embrace your weirdness. Being weird is great because it means you're different to everybody else out there, and it means you can do stuff that they can't do. Whether that's results that you're creating in the world, whether it's the way that you deliver your specific work, you can be different. You really can. And there are people out there who need the differentness that is you. It's kind of that Marianne Williamson quote, isn't it? You know, was it, our greatest fear is not that we are powerless, it's that we are powerful beyond measure. Yeah, our greatest fear is not that we are powerless, it is that we are powerful beyond measure. What if you were as powerful as you actually could be? How would that be? She goes on to say, it's not our darkness that scares us, it's the light. We're afraid to show up in our glory, in our light, because we're afraid that people are going to think we're too weird. And she then goes on to say, who the hell are you to hide yourself? Because when you show up in your glory, you give other people the permission to do that too. So why would that create a fear in us? Why would we be afraid of being fantastic? And the simple answer to that is, as soon as we admit to being fantastic, we lose our excuses. What's your excuse going to be to not be out there doing what you do fantastically once you own up to it? You're going to have to go and do it, aren't you? You're going to have to go and do something with your genius. That is scary. I'm not going to make light of that. It is scary. Getting out there, owning up to who you are, and saying, I have something special to do in the world, and I'm choosing to do it. It's a scary thing to do. But it's how you do what you're here on the planet to do. And this is the bit that some people don't agree with me on, but I believe that each of us has a special job to do. It's the job we were given to do on the planet. It is our core process. If you don't know what core process is, well, either book in for a call or go and have a look on my website. You'll see what core process is all about. It's fantastic. It's 2 words, describes you at your absolute best. But that's your special job, the job you're here on the planet to do. And I can't remember who it was who said that. It was somebody like Pascal or Marie Curie or somebody like that, said that we all have this special job to do here on the earth. And if we don't do it, something is lost. Now, I'm not saying that, if you don't do your special thing, then, hell and damnation will be let loose on the world, and there'll be typhoons and tidal waves and storms, and the Lord Almighty will smite you from above for not doing your thing. But I am saying that the fantasticness that you could create in the world won't happen. And that would be a terrible shame. It would be a loss to the world. And that might be just your little part of the world, or it might be the entire world. And you won't know till you start. You might not even know anyway because of the ripple effect. You make a small difference in your little part of the world, perhaps just your family, your business, and the people who interact with your family and your business, that changes those interactions and changes them, and that changes them. Yeah? Bang, 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 bang. And out it ripples. And you started this chain reaction going, but you have no idea where it ends. Wouldn't it be great if what you were starting was something fantastic and was something that's totally aligned with who you really are, so that you are making the difference you're here on the planet to make? So here's what I challenge you to do this week. Take away from this that pretending is defending. When you are pretending to be someone you're not, when you're showing up like you think you're supposed to show up, you're actually defending against your own greatness. And if you were to step into your greatness, what would change in the world? What would change in the world for you? What would change in the world for your family? What would change in the world for greater society? Go away and ask yourself that question. And then think about, what are you going to do to step into your light and to be an example to others so that they can step into their light? Now, if you have no idea what your special thing is, if you've kind of lost your mojo, your work's all feeling a bit bleh, your business just isn't quite working, everything's bleh, jump on a call with me. What I'd like you to do is go to my mojo video. It's for people who've lost their mojo. www.joyfulgenius.com/mojo. Have a watch of that video. See how it is that people can use the exercise of core process to understand what they're here on the planet to do. And then just book in for a quick call with me to see where you're at, see what I can do to help, see how we can get you on track to stop pretending. Until next week, keep up the great work.